The next thing that we're going to do is put our windshield in our car. And the way you do that is very similar to the way you did your seat. You're going to lay it out on your car. Actually, let's first do our lay out the dashboard. So I'll put this on my line and I'll measure from the dash to the front of the car. So, or the front of the chassis, I mean. Let's see if we can zoom in on this a little bit. You see that I've got 2 3/4 there. 2 3/4 inches. So then I will transfer that to my chassis and put a couple marks on here. Like such. And then, so that's the front of my dash, so I will just write dashboard right there, or dash. And then what I'll do is do my windshield, and I will measure to the front of that, and that is 2 inches back from here. So from here to here is 2 inches on my 2 inches there. So I measure up here 2 inches, make my little marks there, and then make a line going across like that. And now I'm going to measure how wide is my windshield. On this car it is pretty narrow, 2 inches as well. So if I measure in here, this is 3 inches, and there's sorry, I don't like these rulers. So all I'm doing now is getting my center line. You can do it like this, and then I can measure off of my center line 1 inch and 1 inch, and I can get that. Or what I could do is just measure in from the edge of the chassis on your template to the edge of the windshield, get a 1/2 inch, and over here I could say, okay, there's a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and go from there. That probably is a little easier than finding the center line, but whichever way you want to do it, it's fine. Now I simply put a line right there, a small line, perpendicular to that windshield line, and I will take my X-Acto knife and I simply hold it like this. Let me see. And I'll put my knife right on one side of that line and on the front of the other line, and all I do is push down through. Just push it all the way through until it goes down through the whole blade, and then I go over to the other side of the line, roughly a 1/16 of an inch, and do the same thing. 2 perforations right through there. And then I'll come back here and I'll do the same exact thing on one side of the line, push it all the way down, and then on the other side of the line, push it all the way down, and then I can put this aside for a minute, and now I'm going to take my windshield pieces, my popsicle sticks, and I'm going to simply just punch them through that line into that hole. when I look on the other side, there may be a little bit of residue there or something. Just pull that out. And then I'm going to even them up, and I'm going to make a nice bead around there and around here. So you just want to make sure that you have a nice bead of glue around those popsicle sticks. You want them to be nice and straight and even. If you were doing this and you wanted a slanted windshield, you would simply slant it back like that until you got the angle that you wanted. And then, once that's set, you'll just do the same thing on the other side. And you'll try to get in there as well. And now we'll set this aside and let it dry.